Welcome to Gould Farm. I'm Lisanne Finston, Executive Director. Gould Farm is the longest running therapeutic community in the United States for adults living with mental health challenges. We welcome you to this virtual tour where you will see and experience all of what makes Gould Farm such a special place. And we hope that you'll come and visit us in person one day.
Welcome to Gould Farm.
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 Each guest who comes here is assigned a clinician who they work with for their time here for therapy and case management. Typically, when someone first comes, they meet a couple times a week with us for therapy, and then we transition to once a week for most of their stay. Everyone who comes to the farm works with one of our two consulting psychiatrists, and they meet regularly, typically monthly, more as needed, for medication management and working to, I think, optimize one's medication regimen while they're here. And we have the benefit of taking time to make medication changes. Often in the hospital or an outpatient, it's done really quickly, and there's not a lot of time to observe whether something's working or not. And here you have a lot of people who are able to offer feedback about whether something's working or not, because sometimes we're not fully aware of how the medications are impacting us. The way each person uses therapy is really individualized here. My meetings from one to the next look very different depending on how the person wants to use the therapy time, what their goals are while they're here, what stage they're in, whether they're just arriving and getting settled in, whether they're working on building skills, whether they're working on feeling better about themselves, or whether they're trying to figure out what's next. We work really hard to integrate all the aspects of being here, whether it's being in the community, being at work, being in therapy, and see all of that as potentially therapeutic. And so I find that there's often a focus in my sessions with people on how work is being helpful for someone's emotional well-being.
So we have reach groups on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 11 o'clock every week, and those groups are a broad range of different activities. Some are process groups that have more of a clinical baseline and support. Others are very active, like boot camp, mindfulness and meditation in nature, outdoor games, fireside knitting in the winter, brain games. There's really quite a range. They're all focused around supporting different areas of wellness.
Everyone who comes in as a guest and all the staff who are doing their orientations start on F&G. And so we are sort of the first stop. We are the place that people can come to get a little bit comfortable, get in the course of working, get a tour of the farm and get sort of used to the space, connect a little bit with the land and the woods, and start to use their bodies again, especially folks who are coming straight from the hospital. It seems like part of the experience of being in a hospital for a while is that you lose connection with your body, both because your body is sort of constantly being pulled and prodded and checked by instruments that you don't have control over, but also because you don't get to exercise that regularly. And most especially because you don't get to exercise in a way that does something useful. So here we are building stuff, clearing stuff, providing wood to keep people warm in the winter, harvesting stuff. We harvest the crab apples to make apple cider in the fall. And so it's not always fun labor particularly, but it's at least fairly clear that it's helpful to the community and helpful to you, and it helps you get back in touch with your body.
So those on the farm team are responsible for managing the farm's livestock operation. We currently raise dairy cows, beef cows, and pigs. And day-to-day tasks that we do on the farm include milking cows, feeding and watering animals, pasturing animals, mucking out barns, building and repairing and moving shelters, and making cheese. I personally have always found livestock farming to be really healing. Working outside in nature with the seasons alongside animals is really hard work, but it's really meaningful work. Our goal is really to steward the land in order to nourish our community with the food that we provide. So if you like hanging around and snuggling with animals and you don't mind getting your hands dirty, then come join me on the farm team.
In the kitchen at Gould Farm provides a unique opportunity for people to work in a supported environment that also has a sense of urgency, because we have time sensitivity in feeding our community 3 meals a day and a snack. We foster teamwork and also offer opportunities for people to develop their recipes on their own and input their own creativity. We teach knife skills and basic kitchen knowledge. It's a great opportunity for people to learn how to work as part of a team, because we all depend on each other to get our 3 meals out every day. It also offers the unique opportunity to really work on your time management and understand the urgency that is involved in working in a kitchen where you have hard deadlines of when you need to get your food out. And it's a great place to do it because it is a supportive environment, and it gives you the opportunity to play with seeing how you take instructions best, whether it be a written recipe or verbal instructions. And the kitchen work team leaders are great resources for any guests so that they can test out how they're going to be in a working environment while they're in this supported community. And we make great food, and people love to be a part of it.
ROADSIDE is Gould Farm's public-facing restaurant. We have been operating the cafe since the 1970s, and we serve the greater Berkshire community in addition to the town of Monterey and us Gould farmers. There's cooking, there's waitering, there are barista skills that can be learned, and ROADSIDE is really a place where we highlight all of the great ingredients that are prepared by the other work teams on the farm. ROADSIDE provides a great foundation for guests that are looking to transition to our Monterey program or out into the community by giving guests a real-world experience and gaining skills that they can use in other businesses that are not part of Gould Farm. And that has been a really valuable part of this program.
What I love most about working in the garden is how much camaraderie there is in getting the whole team together and doing a big project, whether it's planting 200 plants of broccoli in the spring, or building a number of raised beds with recycled wood. When we get all together and do a big project in the field or in the shop, it just feels so good to work together with everyone and build something that we can see tangibly every day when we come back to work.
So people who come to work in the bakery often are also working on things like organization, teamwork, communication, building physical skill and stamina, strength and coordination, mental organization, putting steps together in a process. So those are all things that people work on in the bakery as part of the tasks of working in the bakery. Specifically, you might learn about how to use a scale. You might learn about the different qualities of ingredients that we use, the differences in the types of flour that go into a bread dough. You'll learn probably how to do some food preparation, so cooking things on the stovetop, how to use the oven, how to use a mixer or a food processor. You'll learn how to use hand tools, how to measure, things like that.
So here at Gould Farm we have 3 guest houses. We have McKee House, we have East House, and we have Orchard House. So each of these houses houses between 10 and 15 guests at any given time. And each of these houses have separate hallways, and those hallways have bathrooms that are shared with the guests who live in that hallway. Guests all have their own room, and they're not sharing it with a roommate. The only thing they share is the bathroom. So in terms of their own privacy, staff will always be courteous and conscious of knocking before we'd ever enter a room. We consider it their space, and we respect that. Primarily, the support we provide is in the evenings. So guests are in work program during the day. They have a little bit of time before dinner, and then the RAs are on in the evening. And many guests appreciate support around activities of daily living. So we can help guests with hygiene, with room care, with goals around socialization. Guests will often come up with their own ideas. Like lately, we've been having a lot of D&D games because there was some interest, and a guest decided that they wanted to lead a D&D game, and then that happened. And so a lot of guest initiated activities, and then the staff here will also bring their own interests and volunteer their time sometimes in the evening to run like a trivia night, or would go out to the movies or go to museums, and a lot of other things we're doing, like outdoor activities, hikes, and soccer, and open mic nights outdoors, and things that we can do that bring us together and that are fun for everybody.
After an average stay of 9 to 12 months at Gould Farm, guests who are interested have the option to transition to either the O'Connell House, which is located on the Gould Farm property in Monterey, or Fellside, which is located in the outer Boston area. While in either of these programs, guests pursue education, employment, and volunteer opportunities while still living in a supportive community. To learn more about our transition services, please visit our website. And thank you so much for joining us for this virtual tour.